Breaking news according to Jaden. What you got over there?
All right. My friends at the Houston Chronicle are reporting.
Oh, no. Deshaun Watson.
The Texans and the Dolphins have agreed on trade terms for Watson, but the Dolphins want his legal issues resolved before consummating the deal. Consummating?
Yeah.
And then they also want clarity from Goodell on the suspension length, but they agreed on terms.
Wow.
So whenever that stuff gets resolved, that's the spot.
That's big news.
So is that Washington out of the deal, or are they still a part of it?
It sounds like Washington's out. I don't blame them.
Wow.
If Miami gives up, like, what is Miami going to give up if it's just them then?
I hope it's not like any first rounders.
I think it's going to be a couple.
Imagine sitting down to talk a trade and you have to put in there only if 22 sexual assault claims are fixed, then we'll agree to trade. It's wild times in the NFL.
He's going to fit in right in Miami. It's a wild city.
Those masseuses better watch out. And then in other breaking news, another quarterback around the league.
This is a big one.
Probably even more bigger. Joe Flacco. Back to the Jets.
Congrats, New York.
They have a Super Bowl winning quarterback now. Really, sky's the limit.
It was just a 6th round, right? Isn't that all they gave up?
I think so.
Was he just the backup down there in, where was he? Panthers?
No, Philly.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because he almost beat out Hurts for the starting job.
That would have been wild.
Looking at his stats versus the Bengals. They play Cincinnati this week.
That's like a revenge game for him with the time at the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's probably mad.
Yeah, he probably hates Cincinnati.
He probably
11-9
does.
against him. I was looking for that.
11-9?
Mm-hmm. Cincinnati is. Joe did always struggle in Cincinnati. It was really bizarre.
I was going to say, that kind of surprises me.
He was always like stellar in Pittsburgh, and then would suck in Cleveland and Cincinnati.
I mean, Cincinnati, they weren't great, but they were never bad in those years. Like, Andy Dalton was good, AJ Green.
They had a really good stretch. Didn't they have a year where they went like,
I think they
went like 11-5?
I was going to say, yep, 11-5, I think it was.
Yeah, they had a solid stretch. I used to like Dalton back in the day.
That's where the Red Rifle was born. Well, in other exciting news, your boy's a free agent. I'm open to, all job opportunities in the coming months.
Really need people to subscribe,
Yes.
Get some income coming here.
Get some income. We're going to need it badly. But the funniest part about that is some people at work occasionally listen. So, Troy.
You want to know who listens? Al McKindles.
You know who else listens?
Who?
Davis Mills.
Really?
Yeah, he's our biggest listener.
Hey, Davis.
We talked about that last episode.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Come on.
Tyrod's coming back for his job.
I like Tyrod.
I think he's back at practice tomorrow.
Might have to pick him up. Did you guys see the trade I did in fantasy?
Yeah, you won that. I don't know.
I was shocked.
Oh my God, look at it again.
I was shocked.
You got
I was in class.
You got AB and Zach Moss for
Teddy Two Gloves and Cole Beasley.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't know who did that trade with you, but they're dumb.
The first one he sent me, it was like a half decent trade. I forget who it was. And then I texted him and I was like, I don't know if I can give up my only other quarterback for just that. Oh, and he's like, well, I'm open to trading like Jerry Jeudy, AJ Brown, pretty much anybody but Cooper Kupp. So I was like, would you do AB and Zach Moss for that? And he was like, sure. I was like, send it my way.
That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I was happy about that one.
I got to set some waivers for tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Big waiver day in one of my leagues.
I do too. So,
you know what? I'm not rattled. I'll say that.
I don't want to say I called it.
Coming off the hot 10-4 week, going 3-9, Jaden.
And I'm not going to miss a pick this week. I'm going to call that. Like, I'm actually going to put it out there. I'm not missing a pick this week.
12-0?
I'm going 12-0. I'm not going to get rattled by that.
I told you, don't bet against Jaden.
So you know what? I'll go game by game and explain what went wrong.
Push.
Okay, let's hear it.
We had the push in Denver at Cleveland. That whole game was atrocious. I actually don't know how Cleveland,
Well, Cleveland was hurt, but yeah.
No, I don't know how they won.
Oh, they won?
Yeah, they won.
I don't even remember last week. I've been so scrambled lately.
Yeah, Cleveland won by 3.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. They played a really good game. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Defense forgot how to tackle. It was one of the worst tackling performances of all time. And then also Jamar Chase, best rookie,
but also
wide receiver of all time.
What's his name? CJ Uzama.
Dude,
Uzama can get fucked.
I picked him up on
Dude.
fantasy that week on a whim.
Yeah, and I played you, and I
Went
played him in another
nuts.
league. It was so fucking stupid. I played 2 people playing CJ Uzama.
And I think he had like 3 catches, 75 yards, and 2
absurd.
touchdowns.
You know what? Sam Darnold, I'll say it, bottom 3 quarterback in the NFL. He should never start another game. He sucks.
Agreed.
Washington, you know what? That was a bolder call by me, I feel like. Packers were healthy at the time. Well, healthy-ish, I guess. They almost covered. Take the almost, I guess. I should get a half pick for that.
We'll give you a half a point.
KC
3.5
at
and
Tennessee.
7.
Here's what I have to say about KC at Tennessee. I called it earlier in the year. The wheels might be falling off.
But didn't you pick him in that game?
I did. I think I picked him every week since I said that. Because, like, Mahomes is too good for this to be happening.
I
We
agree.
know this guy's, like, not falling in Kansas City, but it really feels like it.
I heard. Well, yeah, keep going and we'll talk about what went wrong in your other games.
Atlanta, Miami. I actually don't know what happened in that game.
Atlanta only won by 2.
They only won
So
by
that
2.
was a push, right?
Yeah. No,
No,
it was
2.5.
So Atlanta won on a last-second field goal.
We all nailed New
Oh
England,
my gosh!
or Jets at New England.
Easiest pick of my life.
Yeah, that was easy peasy.
Ooh.
I was on the Rams. Don't doubt Jared Goff. That's what I'm learning.
Hey,
Big mistake.
This week, I will learn from my lessons.
How could you not predict that there was going to be an onside kick on the first kick and 2 fake punts?
Okay, I just want to say for that game, before you finish, Dan Campbell lost them that game. I liked how he was going for random shit and all that fake punts, going for it every 4th down he could. But if they would have kicked that field goal instead of going for it right at the end of the game, I think they would have won the game.
It is possible.
Potentially.
I don't know. I feel like it was just like he was going up against the Rams. He's like, I mean, we're not winning this game anyways, but we might as well just do a whole bunch of dumb shit and just hope that it all works.
Well, like it seemed like they were trying to start a rivalry, like just piss off Sean McVay to no end. And next time they play, McVay's gonna whip up his Super Bowl playbook.
That'll happen.
I got Vegas versus Philly right. I got Chicago wrong. You know what?
You just gotta admit it when you're
You know what? I didn't expect Fields to turn the ball over 5 times. Fields, come on, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it was tough.
It's kind of funny. Lamar's rookie year, right off the bat, he got that criticism for not being able to throw.
Mhm.
I don't think he's had a game in his career with more than 3 turnovers. Like 5? That's just horrendous.
That's hard to do.
It's time to start like talking shit about Fields. He hasn't shown anything yet.
I agree.
He has like 2 good throws a game, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a good drive. I don't think we've gotten that.
And the team as a whole around him, not great, not bad.
Mhm.
Like he still has Allen Robinson.
Before this year, he has like better weapons than like Lamar had ever had, than not Herbert, who's another. Like Josh Allen pre-Diggs.
Mhm.
And honestly, I'd argue that they're even close still because Mooney and Robinson's probably better than Diggs and no offense to Beasley.
Cole
but
Beasley. I mean, I don't know. I like Emmanuel Sanders.
Sanders too, yeah.
Gabriel Davis.
Houston at Arizona. Don't need to talk about that. San Francisco. See, this is my mistake. I keep trusting Kyle Shanahan.
And you keep going against Carson Wentz.
I do. I do. See, that was a tough spot for me. That's like a rock and a hard place. I hate
Yeah.
them both. But right now, I hate Shanahan more.
Those are very good reasons.
He's not on the hot seat, but I think he should be.
It's a fair argument.
He has a losing record as the 49ers head coach.
I didn't know that.
wait, actually?
Yeah, I think
I
they're
didn't know it
only.
was that bad.
I think his only season over 500 is the Super Bowl year.
Oh, wow.
Like they have been bad under him, and I just think he thinks he's smarter than he is. And
Fair.
then
Gino.
New Orleans, Seattle. Nobody expected a shit show of a game like that.
True.
You know, if there's gonna be
Except your boy.
there's gonna be 23 combined points in the game.
That was,
Yeah, a 5-point spread's probably not getting covered.
Yeah, that's very true. That's
So I didn't do that bad. That's what I'm saying. You know what? Stuff didn't work out.
If we count the push, you get 4, right?
That's true. I'm prepared to not miss a single pick this week.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Do you have anything to add to that, Malcolm?
I think the only thing that which we already touched on was just Kansas City. I was talking with Jaden. The way they're playing right now, I don't even know if they're a true playoff team.
Oh yeah, then pick the Giants.
Pick
You
the
won't, Howard.
Giants.
Dude, no. if you can't beat the Giants by 10, then you're definitely not a playoff team. But
They're at home too on Monday night.
Yeah.
But we're not starting there.
Okay, here's my thing. I haven't even told you all this yet. I had 3 parlays going last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with the first one. It was Jameis Winston over a touchdown, Geno Smith over a touchdown. Just one touchdown, right?
Got them both.
Got them both.
That's a slam dunk.
Right. So I bet $2.50 and the payout was $87.50.
What?
My dumbass didn't realize. I don't even know if you guys know this. A passing touchdown doesn't count in that.
Oh.
So when I saw that and it said 87, I said, this is going to be the easiest money I've ever made in my life.
Damn.
And then for like 2 hours after the game, I just kept refreshing their page, waiting for the money to come in. Then I had to Google it and it was like, doesn't count. Second, I had a parlay with, I forget who it was now. The Panthers were in there. I had Panthers to win. I think I had Packers to win, like covering all that. Raiders and somebody else. They all did it, right? Except the Panthers shit the bed against the Giants with nobody.
And so bad they lost. It's not like it was a close game. Like they lost bad.
It was at halftime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we were at the winery
Mm-hmm.
and we were like checked halftime scores, and then like towards the end of the game we're like, wait, what happened in New York?
It was terrible. And I was so confident in that game. That was the one I was most confident in. Because I also was considering doing the Patriots-Jets. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm more confident in the Panthers. And then my last one, the last parlay, it was all the big spreads. So I took Rams. I was like, I'm just gonna go took Rams, took the Bucks, took who's other big spread? Carolina?
Arizona.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I meant to say Cardinals.
Yeah.
And then the night game that
Packers
week.
were big.
Who was the night game?
Indy, San Francisco.
Yeah, and then I took Indy. So I hit them all except the Lions.
Yeah, you shouldn't bet against them.
So I should have had like $200 in winnings over this weekend. And I needed it because I got fired. All right.
It was like our longest intro ever.
And I enjoyed it so much.
That was a
good.
good recap.
That just
I
means
don't
we'll have
know.
to
Did we say like what our records were? I went 6-6.
9-3, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A good week altogether. 500, I think.
Now we got COVID talk for Thursday night.
All right. What's the Jaden? You handle spreads this week. I don't have.
So we've got Arizona at home against Green Bay, favored by 6. Green Bay is going to be down Devontae Adams, down Allen Lazard. I'm going to guess MVS won't be activated off IR yet, so we're rolling in there.
Alan Lazard's out now?
Yeah, Lazard's
Oh
out.
my
He's unvaccinated
gosh.
and he was a close contact. of
And it all
Adams.
started with Joe Barry.
Yep.
Do we know if he's vaccinated?
Joe Barry's vaccinated
Okay.
because I think the Packers coaching staff is 100% vaccinated.
Okay. Well-
So bad luck with Lazard.
And that's just a shame because this was shaping up to be one of the games of the year.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I will be rolling Arizona -6.
I'm also with Arizona.
I really want to take the Packers here.
This is the spot to take the Packers. Like, if I was a betting man, I would bet Packers +6. Actually, no, I would just take the Packers money line.
I'm gonna stay Cardinals here because it's a home game and obviously the whole team's got COVID. But if anybody's gonna like somehow challenge this, Rodgers would
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
be the one to do it.
If you're like gonna bet on this game in real life, you should just go money line. Like,
Mhm.
don't bother with the 6 points. Because if the Packers win, they'll win comfortably. I think I could see Arizona just coming out and having a stinker.
It'll be an interesting one.
Speaking of stinkers, up next we got Buffalo at Miami at Buffalo, and the last one sucked. Buffalo shut them out.
30-0, I think.
hmm
So
That's what really got the wheels moving on the
Yeah.
Buffalo train
Yep.
this year.
So Buffalo's favored by 13.5 here, and they're home. I don't think it's enough. I'm slamming Buffalo.
I'll take Buffalo as well.
I'll take the Buffy boys.
Yeah. But Miami is, I think I said last week, the worst team in the league. So they can't stay within 14.
No shot. Especially in Buffalo.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little
Buffalo's coming off
cold.
a bye, I think.
Yeah,
Two
they
weeks to
are.
prepare for this.
hmm
So we spent a lot of time talking about Sam Darnold last week, but this week him and the Panthers are taking on Atlanta. Atlanta's favored by 3. I don't know if he'll be starting.
Sam Darnold.
PJ Walker.
Yeah, I think we could get a PJ
Oh.
Walker start, which would be
But
kind of fun. He's
in-
not good, but
in all-
he's fun.
In all fairness, I looked at his stats for that game. Atrocious.
Yeah, PJ Walker kind of sucks. I hate to say it, but
He was like 3 for 20, I think. Good lord.
He's got a whole week to prepare this time, though.
True.
that's true. Preparing as the starter is a big deal, but it's not going to be enough. Atlanta's a fine team.
Mhm.
I think they cover here by 3.
I'm taking Atlanta.
Matt Ryan's criminally underrated. Give me the Falcons.
Up next, we got Malcolm's boys in Detroit taking on Philly. Detroit is 3.5-point home underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I think this is the spot Dan Campbell gets his win. At home, in Ford Field. You know, Philly's a fine team. I like Hurts, but they're susceptible to a Lions loss.
I'm taking Detroit.
Oh, wow. So I've rode with Detroit most of the year.
Yeah, you have.
I've also rode with Hurts most of the year.
Also true.
So it comes down to this.
It's like the Super Bowl.
It is the Super Bowl. Here's the thing. Detroit has failed me more than Hurts, so give me Hurts. I'll take the Eagles.
Fair enough.
I don't think I'm not taking Detroit for the rest of the year, just so everyone knows.
You got to. They're bound to win one of them.
Somebody I will not be taking the rest of the year is Indianapolis. And that includes this spot right here. They're at home taking on Tennessee. They are 1.5-point underdogs.
Close line.
That should actually be a fun game.
Yep. The two best running backs in the NFL, head to head.
Sure.
Yeah, Wentz and Henry. I'm also taking Tennessee here. This is going to be a good matchup, though, just to see both these teams are kind of on a little bit of a roll, both like coming off of good wins and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think Tennessee still pulls away.
I'm going with Pat McAfee and the boys. Give me the Colts.
This is a big one for playoffs.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Are they in the same?
Yeah, they're in the same division. I mean, Indianapolis is 3-4. Tennessee is 5-2. But the win over Tennessee would be a big deal for Indy come playoff time, trying to break up those ties.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Up next, got Houston at home taking on the Rams. They're 14.5-point dogs. I wish I knew if Tyrod was going to play.
Oh, yeah.
I think even if he was, I'd still be teetering on this line. So for that reason, I'm just going to go ahead and go Rams.
I'm also going Rams. I'm assuming they're upset that they didn't cover last week. And they were kind of, they won, and they won comfortably, but I don't know how happy they are with that win.
They are about as happy as Dan Campbell was when he cried. I'll take the Rams. Good old Tyrod. If he's back, he can shake a lot up.
All right, time for a Jamar Chase conversation because he is in New York this week taking on the Jets. Jets are 10.5-point home underdogs. I don't see a way you stop the Bengals offense. They're good.
They're good.
Burrow took a step this year, which is really wild considering his knee was destroyed. It just blew up on the field last year. So to take a step and be better this year, that's wildly impressive.
I'm also with Cincinnati this week.
So I don't want to say I called it, but I did pick Cincinnati against the Ravens last week. Yeah. However, I also stated
I was going to say
you did that with I listened to the episode today with 2 or 3 different games. You were like, I'm gonna pick the points here, but the other team's definitely still gonna win.
I was very confident that the Bengals were gonna give it a good game, so I cannot say I was expecting that, but I am expecting that against the Jets. So Bengals by 40.
I think Jamar Chase is locked up rookie of the year. It would take an ACL tear this week to. Well, I mean,
it's close. He's
gonna tear it whether I say he does or not. It'll take something crazy for him not to win. There's nobody else even in the conversation.
It would also take a Super Bowl run from one of the rookie quarterbacks to.
True. But Trey Lance would have to come in and average 3 touchdowns a game from here on out.
That ain't gonna happen.
No, that ain't gonna happen. He looked so bad when he was on the field.
So bad.
And Shanahan has a man crush on Jimmy G for no reason.
Attractive.
Reason. Okay,
yeah.
fair.
Big penis, attractive.
But you can't overlook his arm, which sucks.
True. Fair point.
He sucks. That Monday night game sucked. Or Sunday night, sorry.
No, that's okay. It was not a great game to watch.
Jimmy G pissed me off. All right. We got Pittsburgh visiting Cleveland. Cleveland is 3.5-point favorites.
Dun, dun, dun.
So who is in and who is out for Cleveland?
I think Chubb will be back.
Okay.
Hunt is on IR.
My Chubb's back.
TBD on Baker.
Okay.
I doubt Baker will play. I think Baker's out for the year.
He needs to. If his shoulder's really that bad.
He is going to be playing through some painful shit. He won't even be good.
And also, if you're the Browns right now, it's not the best. The Bengals and Ravens are both 2 solid teams this year as well. So, if Baker's playing, he's going to have to compete, really hard. They're gonna have to win a lot of games to even make the playoffs, I think.
If he were to push the surgery till the off season, I think it's going to be a pretty bad surgery. So would he even be ready for next year?
I'm always for just getting the surgery done with.
Why?
If it's going to happen at some point, just do it.
Like he already tried to play through the injury, and he made it worse. So why? Like I feel like that's the whole point of playing through injury. It's
Where
like
are they right now?
I don't think they make the playoffs this year, though.
both these teams are so bad right now.
Yeah. So
I'm going Pittsburgh. I'll say it.
I am going Cleveland just because I think Pittsburgh sucks, honestly.
Give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I just like taking the points in a game between two bad teams. Speaking of two bad teams,
The transitions this week.
I like the seconds it took between the transition.
San Francisco is in Chicago this weekend, and they are 3.5-point favorites.
I'm smashing that all day.
You're smashing
Not
San
even-
Francisco?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm smashing that like porn star Jimmy smashed whatever her name was, Mia Khalifa or whatever her name.
I'm on Chicago.
As am I.
Yeah, we just talked about how bad Justin Fields was. I know the
he
49ers
sucks.
suck,
He sucks.
but Justin Fields has to suck way worse than the 49ers suck.
This is an ideological thing on my part. I will never pick Kyle Shanahan again. I hate him.
Respect. I respect
I
that.
hate him
I respect that.
so much. I wish Trey Lance was playing so we could just have like the garbage bowl here.
It would make it more interesting.
I think I just want Chicago and Fields to get better, so it's more interesting when we go and watch them play later this year. I don't want to watch.
I think the Ravens are going to fuck him up.
I don't want to watch that.
I want
Sometimes,
to.
I want to watch a 67-yard field goal from Tucker.
sometimes if you watch those kind of games, but you watch them for like comedic purposes,
True.
it makes it fun.
This is a noon kickoff too. We're over here in the Central Time Zone. 49ers might be a little sleepy. So, I don't know. Give me Chicago. It's gross
Fair.
all around. I'd feel gross whatever way I go with.
Oh, we should go to that game. I bet tickets are dirt cheap.
Probably $20. We'd pay more to like get there on the train. Yeah, speaking of garbage bowls.
Hey.
Jesus. No offense.
If Russ was there, a different conversation.
If Russ was there, this might be my lock of the week. But we've got Jacksonville and Seattle. Seattle's 3.5-point
Mhm.
favorites. I
Oh,
said I have a
wow.
Geno stat. You guys want to hear it?
Of course.
Yes.
So that 84-yard touchdown to DK, was that his first pass of the game?
Might have been close.
Okay, I think it might have been his first completion at least.
Mm-hmm.
After that, on his next 21 attempts, he had 83 total yards.
Nice.
After that 84-yard reception by DK, which was no offense to Geno, but that was mostly DK.
And a horrible play by the defender.
Yeah.
Atrocious.
So for that reason, I'm taking the Jags.
Mm.
Urban gets his first win in the U.S.
In the U.S.
I'm taking Seattle.
I'm with Malcolm. You know, Pete Carroll has had some slummy coaching stuff in his past. He's not letting Urban Meyer get his first dub in the U.S.
I did see a little off topic, but I did see a very funny TikTok that was like people like keep on doing like the couples costumes, and someone said that they're trying to convince their girlfriend to wear their Urban Meyer, and the girlfriend is the girl from the bar.
Come on, that's fucked up.
Now that's the best costume idea I've ever heard of. What are you going for Halloween as, Malcolm? This would be a good time to talk about it.
Yeah, sure. I'm going as a sunflower. I got a green morph suit and green shorts and a little sunflower hood.
And you got
Aw.
a bumblebee to pollinate you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, that's what they do.
Jaden, what about you?
I think I left my monkey costume in Green Bay, unfortunately.
That's a
I'm actually kind of
staple.
upset about it. I think I'm going to have to be Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I got a Taylor Swift costume. So,
Hey, that wouldn't be bad.
so we're rolling with Taylor.
We
RIP to the
should've-
monkey.
We should have worn him for this episode.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
a good
Halloween
idea.
episode.
We,
isn't
we
it?
can record a short
Yeah,
short episode on Saturday.
when after we've all drank.
Get some like bold predictions.
No, just like while people are here, just start to set up
Mhm.
and just start recording.
When
We
there's
can
like
have an
150
audience.
people over there. Oh, we could do our first live podcast. I will be the ice cream scooper from Stranger Things.
Nice.
Ah.
Scoops ahoy.
That's
like
a good
it.
one.
It'll
All
be
right.
interesting.
Get back on the games.
Oh yeah.
So we've got New England going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Chargers are 5.5-point favorites. Do you guys remember the last time they played?
Remind me.
It was the worst game of Herbert's career.
Oh, really?
Oh, actually.
Yeah, it was so bad.
So it was the
Can I find the score of it?
It was the typical. I'm assuming it was against Herbert as a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 45-0.
God.
It was an absolute beatdown, the worst game of Herbert's career. I actually think it was a turning point for the Chargers. Because from that point on, Herbert was a lot better. But yeah, he had 2 picks that game.
Wait, hold on. Newton only threw for 70 yards in that game.
Malcolm, 69.
69.
Yeah,
yards.
come on. Don't be
Come on,
generous.
The last matchup was bad. So, do we
Wow.
think it changes here?
I say it does. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yes.
I'm going to roll Chargers too. If I had to make a bold pick, I'd actually say we get the opposite outcome of the last game.
You think it's going to be 45-0 Chargers this time?
Yes, I think we get a big 40-point win from LA.
But Justin Herbert only has 69 passing yards.
Mhm.
A lot happens on the ground that game.
Good.
Big
I
Eckler
got
day.
Eckler.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Eckler game.
Big Eckler day.
Are we all going LA?
Yeah.
I'm debating that as my lock of the week. I really like that matchup. We just saw this boy take on Green Bay, Taylor Heineke.
Good quarterback.
Football team. I was very upset about his rushing touchdown that got ruled a touchdown. I don't think it should have been a touchdown. So I was taking him on in fantasy.
Okay, let's just cover this now. This is something that's been on my mind. I've wanted to dive into it. Roughing the passer has to go.
Oh my God.
It is horrendous.
Was that?
Or they've got to fix it.
There was another. I don't know if you all saw it in the Saints Seahawks game. The guy had like Winston wrapped up, but the other guy came in and he went for a big hit on him, but it's football. And Winston ducked his head down, so it was like helmet to helmet contact.
So dumb.
And
Well,
I feel like you can't be a passer if you're already being tackled.
Yeah.
that's also another discussion of the guys who put their head down when they're about to get tackled
Mhm.
and then get hit in the head.
What game did we see that happen in where they actually called it on the
I
offensive
think it
player?
was the Raiders game.
I think so, actually. Yeah, it was Ruggs.
Yeah. Ruggs like put his head down. His body was like his
Oh, yeah.
torso was
Yeah.
like parallel to the ground, and he got called for unnecessary roughness or whatever. it
Yeah,
is.
they called unnecessary roughness. It's already hard enough to play defense in the NFL. You know, it doesn't get harder than playing cornerback. And then you make it 10 times harder by making every single rule favor the offense. I'm all for safety and stuff, but like some of these roughing the passer calls aren't
Mhm.
safety.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
I'm so over it. Especially if you hit the quarterback, like if you actually tackle the quarterback late
Mhm.
after he's thrown, I get it. But if you swipe at the ball and hit him in the helmet, the man's got a helmet on.
Yeah, he's
Let's not pretend.
What was the one that we were watching where like the quarterback ran like he was a runner with the ball and got hit, and they called like a penalty on it because he was the quarterback. I don't remember what game that was, but like that just doesn't make any sense. Like the quarterback took himself out of the pocket and decided to run with it,
Mhm.
and then got hit badly, and they threw a penalty on it because he was the quarterback.
Yes, and I think regardless of who you are, if you leave the pocket, you're just a normal football player.
Agreed.
And like with the Taylor Heineke thing, to get back on that, it was a touchdown or wasn't? Like when he kind of dove at the goal line?
They ruled it a touchdown.
Because,
Didn't he slide?
yeah, but it was like an awkward slide.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if we want to go by the rules, he gave himself up. So he can't move the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
But that's just because he's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just have everybody, okay, if you fall on the ground and you haven't been touched yet, it's still a live ball.
Are
Sure.
you allowed to like fake, like not fully fake slide, but make it look like you're ready to go
Mhm.
into a slide?
Sam Darnold actually did that
Yeah.
on like a 70-yard touchdown run.
And that's an issue
Yeah.
That's a good point.
because, you know, that's not fair to the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're sliding, they're going to get penalized for hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull out that fake slide, they got to do everything in their control, put themselves at risk for like unnatural body movements to not touch you. You know, it's just
That's a good point.
NFL fix some shit.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is Spencer's looking for a new job. He could be.
Hey, I could be like the NFL rules analysis. I'll be graduating with a degree in marketing, so I'm good at that. You know,
He'll be that guy on like the broadcast. They're like, let's bring in so and so from New York to make this call. That'll be you.
yes. And then I also I got employee of the month my first month at this last job I had. So I'm a good worker. Things just didn't work out. What's the next game?
Oh, we're still in Washington.
Yeah.
We got,
yeah,
we
we
got
gotta pick
wildly
this one.
off track.
Okay.
Washington's in Denver. You know, lots of bad workers in Denver. Like Vic Fangio. I fucking hate him.
Still on that.
So Washington's 3-point underdogs.
Okay.
What are you taking? I'll take Washington. I'll say it.
I don't like either side.
Oh, I'm easily the Broncos.
Really.
Okay.
No, not at all. I don't know who to take, so I'm taking Broncos, but not easily.
This feels grubby to just like make a pick between either of them.
Yeah, they both suck.
Because these are two of the most exciting, non-exciting quarterbacks in the league.
True. I actually wish we'd get a Drew Lock appearance.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
I don't know. Teddy was looking rough against Cleveland that first half. There's a lot of bad teams in the NFL right now. That's strange. I don't like that.
I don't know.
We're not upstairs
I
right
know.
now.
I'm like expecting a package, but
Somebody just delivered.
It could have been.
would they ring the doorbell?
They ring the doorbell, yeah.
He needs to get fired because that's creepy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, we can get packages delivered all the way up till 8 p.m.
I know. I've also haven't liked that.
So delivering packages. Tom Brady delivered, I think, 5 last week
Okay.
against Chicago
Okay.
to the end zone.
Tom Brady. We got to talk about the ball incident real quick.
That was hilarious.
Have you heard what this man has got?
He got a lot,
Yeah.
but people are still ripping on him.
I know.
So I said this in one of my group chats. Anybody ripping on this guy's a loser.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because what are you
gonna do?
If he keeps
yeah.
the ball, then you're going to be mad at him, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Tom Brady
Yeah.
probably thinks he's an asshole.
Exactly.
Dude, so let's like say I'm in this guy's shoes. Someday Lamar throws his 600th touchdown. It's not
Mhm.
happening.
Except I will say the commentators were hilarious when it happened because the guy was
Wasn't
like,
it
"Oh,
Romo?
yeah, it was Romo." Because the guy at first we only thought he got a jersey,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and Romo was just, "That's a horrible deal. That's a terrible deal," which is true. But since it's come out that he's got a Bitcoin,
He got Bitcoin?
he got
Oh, I
one
missed the
Bitcoin from
Brady.
from
Oh,
Brady.
hell yes.
So automatically that's like
It's like 30K.
$39,000. I'm
No.
giving anybody a ball for 39.
Not worth it.
Are you kidding me? He has season tickets for the rest of the year plus next year.
Oh my god.
That alone's worth a ball. He got signed jerseys from Brady and I think
Mike
Fournette
Evans.
and
Yeah, I think
Mike
he got
Evans, maybe
too.
not Fournette.
And then he got game cleats from
And then,
Evans too.
Like what the hell?
Because Evans gave the ball away? Or-
Yeah, I think so.
The only thing I would have changed if I were him, I would have asked to spend a weekend at Tom Brady's house.
I would have taken a lot less to give that ball up.
Dude, yeah.
I would have taken a jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like these people talking about the $500K he could have made auctioning it. You're a loser. You know,
Yeah.
not everything's about making as much money as you can. You know,
Mhm.
you're a fan. Let's say Brady was his favorite quarterback ever. You're not going to be a fucking dick to him.
Yeah. And he got so much more than, like value-wise, in my opinion.
Yeah, Tom Brady
But-
probably thinks he's cool.
hmm They might be friends for like the rest of their lives.
Maybe he gets a
Crazy.
picture of Brady every game he goes to now.
Crazy. Maybe he gets the jock strap Tom Brady wears every game. With that being said,
Sign me up.
what's the spread on this week?
They're in New Orleans. They're 5-point favorites. Is it just me or does that seem like low?
That
super
seems
low.
So low. Dude,
So we're slamming Tampa.
New Orleans can cover against the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
No, like Geno Smith and the Seahawks. They're not doing anything to Tampa Bay.
I think this will be a beatdown. And you know what? I bet you Brady's still mad because outside of that playoff game, they got dominated by New Orleans
Mhm.
last
Yeah.
year. So
Also-
Brady's probably pissed.
I didn't realize Tom Brady was having as good of a year as he is
yeah,
having.
Yeah.
He's almost at 2,300 passing yards and 21 touchdowns.
The 21 touchdowns is absurd.
Like how he's MVP
Yeah, I mean,
So
right
easily.
now,
and literally no one's talking about him.
I'd go him or Henry right now.
I mean, I would personally rather see like a running back win it, but still, Tom Brady might be having the best career year he's ever had.
Yeah. Does he still just have one pick?
He has 3
He has
picks
3?
now,
Okay.
but I mean, obviously he's
Oh, wow,
trash.
fuck
Wait, never mind.
sucks.
But 67% completion, 21 touchdowns, 3 picks,
Well, you know what?
108 rating.
Derrick Henry has 1 passing touchdown and 0 interceptions.
What the hell was going on last week? That made me so mad.
All right, we'll move on. We got Dallas and Minnesota coming off buys, I think. Yeah.
Minnesota for sure.
Dallas for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so both teams fresh off a bye. Dallas is in Minnesota, and they are 2.5-point favorites. Another one that's suspiciously close.
Yeah. So to me, I see this and I see Dallas as you could argue close to a top 5 team for sure, a top 10 team, and
Mhm.
Minnesota is still pretty middle of the road to me. So I'm going to take Dallas.
Makes sense. I'll probably go with Dallas for that same reason. However, You never know what Kirk Cousins is going to do. He could come out and have
But
450
it's prime
passing
time,
yards.
right?
It's primetime Kirk. It's
Oh,
on Sunday night.
Give me the boys. Give me the boys.
I would have probably taken the Cowboys minus 7 here.
True.
Yeah.
Like, they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Diggs interception?
Diggs pick 6. That's the real question.
I'm starting to get nervous for him. Like, if I were him, I'd start getting really nervous. Like, oh, am I not going to get a pick today? Are they just going to stop throwing at me?
I think he's been nervous about that since week 1.
But
He's going to have
then-
to start, like, trading jerseys with his teammates so they don't know who it is.
If no one throws to him, then his yards allowed stat goes down more.
That's
So-
true.
And then he could have the best year a corner's ever had. So,
Oh, boy.
could be interesting.
All right, we got our last one here.
Monday night.
Thrilling Monday night game here. New York.
It actually kind of is.
No, it could be kind of fun. Well, Mahomes might not play. He's got a concussion.
Dude, that was scary too. I
Oh,
forgot about
yeah.
that.
Apparently, I didn't see the video. It looked like he almost died.
You guys haven't seen the video?
No, I haven't seen the video.
This man-
worse
Live
than Daniel
reaction?
Jones?
This man was dead. Was 100% dead.
Like worse than the Adams one.
Like, and you could. We don't mean to get political around here. Stacey Abrams on the screen. So it doesn't look bad when it first happens.
He's not moving.
Okay, it looks bad. But when they zoom in on his eyes,
Why have they been doing that?
I know he's literally.
We saw the same thing with Adams. They just zoomed in on his eyes, not opened on the field.
And he didn't have a concussion, so I think it was like a neck injury. That's not a good.
Bro.
But he's literally being carried off. This is nasty. It's so nasty.
Oh, I don't like that low tackle.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That
Like
looks
his head was
neck.
pointing the wrong
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
It was so far backwards.
Was it a fumble? What do they
Oh, that's a
call?
good question. I don't
Actually,
even
it
know
was
what they
4th down
called.
Anyways, they lost the ball.
True.
that did not look good.
But yeah, when I heard he was like kind of ruled, apparently Andy Reid just took him out of the game. He didn't have a concussion, so that might be even worse than
Okay.
actually having a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, TBD on if he plays, I guess. I
Not
can't say
regardless.
regardless.
Yeah, not
but
regardless.
I'm gonna expect him to play.
mhm.
So I'll go Kansas City.
Give me the Giants here. Danny Dimes on Monday Night Football is something magical.
Should we make Jaden on an island?
Do it
Put me on an island. Leave me alone with Kansas City to just like die.
against the
Okay.
Giants.
Against the Giants, he'll be the only one.
Let's go.
I will not be making an appearance next week if Kansas City
Well, you're
does
not. Actually, you're not.
Yeah,
making
yeah,
an
I might actually not be
Say
out here
that
next
now.
week.
You
Well-
got surgery.
We're doing it live from the hospital. Actually,
Oh, perfect.
we haven't told Jaden that yet.
Yeah, come in the OR with me.
Yeah. When they get him on the
some
morphine,
surgeon's takes.
and the morphine gets going.
The surgeon just going and goes, "You guys are really taking the Giants plus 10 last week."
Oh shit, that was his meniscus.
I mean, maybe we can record Monday night.
No, there's no pressure on that. That's fine.
No, I'll be back the next week.
Yeah, we tear ACLs and we only miss a week. Come on, you.
Come on, pussies. Who else tore their ACL? Marcus Peters, get back out there.
Yeah, you could list like how many guys from the Ravens?
A lot.
The whole team.
Dobbins, Gus, LJ Fort
LJ Ford.
would have been their starting inside linebacker because Queen sucks.
Mm.
Queen is actually bad. Well, he's played good the last 2 weeks, but
I'd agree. Also, we were drinking wine the whole time.
Oh yeah, dude. I always forget that part. Cocktail of the week. Not really a cocktail, but it's wine. What kind of wine is it, Malcolm?
It's cranberry wine from
Oh, I got
from a winery about 40 minutes from here.
hold up.
Is it in Verona?
No, it's in
Breaking news?
Tremolo.
Trembolo. Oh, we didn't make our locks yet.
Oh shit. All right.
Detroit plus 3.5. That's my lock.
Damn.
Giants.
Huge fucking oh my god.
Giants. Give it to me.
Now I can't even go with a normal team.
Give it to me.
You guys suck.
You got.
Give me Jacksonville.
No, you gotta.
Oh, okay.
Hey, fair enough. I was gonna say you gotta go Jets over Bengals.
We got some wild locks here. I would go Jets if kind of want to, just for my man Joe. I don't know if he'll be starting.
He's got to start over Mike White.
I
feel like he has to.
Lebanon starts.
I don't think Morgan's starting. No offense to the young man.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Joe Flacco taking down the Bengals.
He's elite.
You know, another week goes by, and we get another crazy week of college football. The game of the week, Penn State, Illinois. 9 overtimes. 9 overtimes, and the under still hit. 9 overtimes. The final score was 20-18. 9 overtimes. For those of you that don't know, if you hit the third overtime, it automatically just turns into 2-point conversions. So you just get the ball at the 3-yard line, one play, you get it or you don't. That happened 6 times. For the first 5 times, no one got it. Neither team could even get 3 yards. Then in the 8th overtime, both teams got it. 9th overtime, Illinois got it. Penn State did not, meaning Penn State lost at home to Illinois, which is just insane. Penn State was an interesting team. You know, they've beaten some good teams, but they've not looked great. So now Penn State's, they dropped to 20. They're over Coastal Carolina, was the best looking probably mid-major school we have out there. I don't know if you consider Cincinnati mid-major, but Coastal Carolina lost to App State 30-27. Cincinnati played Navy. Cincinnati, of course, is the second-ranked team in the country. Now, Navy is an interesting team. Cincinnati won the game 27-20, which is not necessarily what you want to see out of Cincinnati. So that game wasn't the best game we've seen Cincinnati play, but hey, they handled business. Oklahoma played Kansas, and boy did Oklahoma struggle. I believe at halftime the game was tied. No. Halftime, Oklahoma hadn't even scored by halftime. Kansas was up 10-0 at halftime. Now third quarter, fourth quarter, Sooners hung 35 on them. Kansas couldn't keep up. Kansas is 1-6 though. You're telling me an 8-0 Oklahoma team, granted they won, couldn't even score a point in the first half against a 1-6 Kansas team. That's bad. And that's my main concern about Oklahoma, and I've been saying it all along. They're going to lose one of these upcoming games. Bet on it. Another funny game. Wake Forest, Army. Wake Forest is actually ranked 13th in the country. Kind of surprising. Army, on the other hand, I saw probably a top 3 tweet I've ever seen in my life. And it was a quote tweet to the score, 70-56. Wake Forest won 70-56. So it was a quote tweet to that and said, $800 billion defense budget, and you give up 70 points? Fantastic. Peak comedy right there that I think everyone can agree with. Clemson lost to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 17th ranked team. So not a bad loss for Clemson, but obviously when you're Clemson and you've been the blue blood the last couple of years, that's a bad loss. Now Pittsburgh is interesting because of a player by the name of Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was 25 of 39 for 302 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now Kenny Pickett is slowly but surely turning into a broke man's Joey Burrow. You know, he's not too flashy athletically. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but boy, is he putting together a solid year. I'm going to look up his stats real quick. The way he's playing this year and how consistent he's been with kind of a subpar Pittsburgh team. They're not bad. They're not good. He's working his way into consideration for being a first-round draft pick, and that is no joke. He has a 68.9 completion percentage. 69. He's the kid. Kenny Pickett. 2,236 yards for an average of almost 10. 23 touchdowns, but the kicker here is 1 interception. He just has not been making mistakes at all. 70% completion rate, 1 interception for a QBR that is good for 88.1. Now, I don't know if any teams are going to reach on him in the first round, but if he were to fall in the second or maybe even third round, I know we're super far out. I'm just talking hypotheticals here. If I was a team, I would snatch him up so fast. It's insane. So, not a shocker there that they beat Clemson, but still a great win for him. Mississippi held their own against LSU. Of course, Ed Orgeron, fall from grace. He's out. Mississippi's looking great. That's another quarterback that I really like for the upcoming draft, Matt Corral. Oregon, UCLA. Now, Oregon's been an interesting team because, of course, they beat Ohio State. They played UCLA. Oregon's the 7th ranked team in the country, and they won by 3. UCLA is not that great this year. They're 5-3. Oregon should have dominated that game. And when you only win by 3, that worries me. I do think Oregon probably loses another game. Another upset we had this week, which I was very happy to see. Oklahoma State was top 10, I believe. They are now ranked 15th. Iowa State started top 10, was unranked. Oklahoma State went to Iowa State. Iowa State came out with a dub. Great to see. Shout out the Cyclones. I love me some Iowa State. And then, Oklahoma State, I have been on record saying I did not think I thought they were overranked because they really haven't played that many tough opponents. I can try to pull up their schedule. Let's see what we got. We got Oregon State, Oklahoma State, Missouri State, Tulsa, Boise State, Kansas State, Baylor, Texas. That's not that great. The only ranked team they played in there was Baylor, and they won at home. So that's good. But other than that, no. They have not been great. So I was glad to see they finally lost, got bumped down to where they deserved. Tennessee, Alabama. Interesting game. Going into the second quarter, I know it was only the second quarter. One quarter is kind of fluky. Texas was actually up 14-7. Going into halftime, they were only down a touchdown. So it was 21-14, Alabama at half. And then, boy, did Alabama just blow them out of the water the second half, which is kind of expected, but we would have expected that the whole game. So Alabama, at the end of the day, took care of business, didn't look that great. Ohio State took care of business against Indiana. Texas A&M took care of business against South Carolina. Really, that wasn't, too many crazy games there. We'll go over the kind of the updated rankings. So Georgia remains 1, Cincinnati remains 2, Alabama moves up to 3, Oklahoma falls down to 4, which I really like. I think Alabama's the better team. Sorry about that. So I would actually have Oklahoma probably 5 here after what I've seen. I would have Georgia, Cincinnati, Alabama, Ohio State. And then, we got Michigan, Oregon, Michigan State, Iowa, Ole Miss, Notre Dame. Kentucky actually moves up 3 spots. They're one of the biggest. Now, Oregon also moved up 3 spots. Oregon moved up to 7, which telling me a 1-loss Oregon team who almost just lost to UCLA should be above Michigan State, Iowa, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, even Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's 1 loss is better than Oregon's 1 loss. So, I don't think Kentucky's a better team, but in the rankings, it's kind of like, I would have Oregon more around 10 and probably have Michigan State, Iowa, Ole Miss above all of them. The biggest droppers of the week was, of course, Oklahoma State. They dropped 7, so they went from 8 in the country to 15. Penn State dropped 13th after losing to Illinois. Huge drop. Can't say it wasn't deserved, but that's a big fall. They fall all the way down to 20 from 13 spots. The last big mover of the week, Coastal Carolina. That was a bummer to see. I was hoping they were going to stay undefeated, finish top 10. They slide all the way to 24 from 14. So no, I can't say there's a ton of crazy. Let's see. So we'll end on the game, transitioning to our Wisconsin segment here. The Wisconsin boys. Finally, we beat a top 25 ranked team. The Wisconsin Badgers played the Purdue Boilermakers. Now, Purdue was they were ranked when we played them, but I'm not saying they're a great top 25 team. Anyways, Wisconsin went to Purdue. Purdue was ranked 25. Wisconsin won 30-13. Wisconsin just handled business. It was just a good old-fashioned thumping from Wisconsin. We ran the ball. Ches Malusi, 27 carries for 149 yards, which is good for 5.5 a carry and 1 touchdown. Braylon Allen, the 17-year-old sensation, squats more than Saquon Barkley, just a mammoth of a human being. 12 carries, 140 yards. That's good for 11.7 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. So right there, you can see that Wisconsin just took care of business, just did what they had to do. The game was never really in question. Wisconsin's offense pretty much just shut down Purdue. Purdue's quarterback, who had been playing good all year, had a touchdown, but threw 3 interceptions, and I think we forced a handful of fumbles too. So I think they might have had 5 turnovers altogether. So Wisconsin's defense, once again, we actually have, I saw a cool stat. I think it's the PFF either linebacker ratings or inside linebacker rankings. Wisconsin has 2 of the top 3. Leo Chanel's number 1. Jack Sanborn's number 3. Georgia's middle linebacker is number 2. So I know it doesn't look like it because Wisconsin struggled all year, but Wisconsin does in fact have statistically the second best defense in college football. And we have the players for it. And that just shows you how bad our offense has been. Talking about how bad our offense has been, we won this game with completing 5 passes. We won this game with throwing 8 passes. We won this game with Graham Mertz going 5 of 8 for 52 yards. Now that is just horrendous. As I said, I think I said this last episode, if Wisconsin wants to be serious and beat anybody, Graham Mertz has to have, we need a balanced attack. And I don't care if we're a run-heavy offense. We need 60% run, 40% passing if we want to be a serious team. Graham Mertz needs 30 attempts a game. Malusi, give him 23 carries. Braylon Allen, give him 15 carries. You got to target Danny Davis 8 times. You got to target Ferguson 8 times. You got to target Pryor 6 times. Dyke 4 times. others. I mean, it just makes no sense to me how we're just content with going out there and running like 82 times and passing 4 times. It drives me insane. Now we can get away with it against teams like Purdue, and maybe that was the game plan. But how will Graham Mertz or any of our quarterbacks ever get better, ever succeed if we're throwing the ball 8 times? That just proves to me, and I know the ground game was working, but we still would have had Braylon Allen and Malusi combined for 40 carries and over 350 yards. That's insane. But why not give the 4 carries from Scheipert, the 2 carries to the others? That would have been at least 15 pass attempts. Maybe 30 is a stretch, but I would like to see it. That's the only way we're going to compete with other teams. Like when we play Iowa this weekend, might go downhill rather fast. So it was good to see Wisconsin win, but it was against us. By Wisconsin standards, yeah, I'll say it. It was against a subpar team. We should not struggle with Purdue, and we didn't. So I wish we could have said that against other teams we played this year, because Wisconsin's, how you want schedules lined up is you want to play all the big dogs first. Wisconsin's, 4 of their first 5 opponents were ranked in the top 15. So if we somehow would have got through that, 4-1, 5-0, which I honestly thought we were going to, the only team that we have left on our schedule is Iowa. Like, why? I know I've harped on it far too long. Far too long. This was just the year. This was the year. In other Wisconsin news, more players are transferring. Caden Lyles is transferring. He's our backup center. We did gain a transfer from Michigan State. Their cornerback, Kalon Jervin. So that's exciting. We're in the race for a 2023 running back, Khalib Hicks. So that's exciting. Today, as I'm recording this, Wisconsin actually plays in volleyball against Nebraska, which, I love Wisconsin volleyball, but I also love Lexi's son because she's gorgeous. So watching that match, I guess. I'm excited for that. Portland Trailblazers play tonight. Haven't looked that great. Trying to think of anything else. This is kind of an interesting Wisconsin thing. Georgia Savita, or whatever her name is, she's a foreign Wisconsin volleyball player. She tore her ACL 3 weeks ago, and she's still playing this season. And I don't know how or why. I don't know if she's just wearing a big-ass brace for that thing, or if she's one of the rare Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr., I don't know if a lot of you all know this, but he actually tore his ACL senior year of high school. But he had to. So maybe she's one of those rare instances where she does have 2 ACLs. So she just tore it, and it was like, that's all right, I got a backup one. So yeah, that might wrap it up. I'll say next week. Next week, I'm shooting to do a deep dive and cover a bunch of college football realignment conferences realigning. There's Conference USA, who my good friend Hallie Shelton plays for. She plays volleyball for Western Kentucky. We've talked about her on the show before. Of course, Western Kentucky is a part of Conference USA, and I believe 8 teams now from that conference has decided to join another conference. Some are going to the AAC, some are going to the Sun Belt, I believe. So I'll probably just take next episode to do a deep dive into how I think what the Power 5 conferences should do and what these mid-majors should do that are all kind of getting screwed over. Because I'll end by saying this episode that college football is getting ruined by trying to go to a professional format. What college football needs to do is stick regional, and then you can still have your playoffs be national, have your conferences be regional, play all the people in your region, and then a couple, non-conference games, maybe against a regional mid-major school, and then one against like a big shot other Power 5 conference school. That would just make a ton of sense for me. I think it would keep it fun. I think it would prevent college football from turning into professional football and ruining it for people who enjoy it like me. I know not everyone feels like that, but I just personally hope I never see it turn into just one major league like the NFL. As always, be a friend, tell a friend, subscribe on YouTube, go follow us on all the social medias. We're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, we're everywhere. Let's get it jumping on Wisconsin.